rolling down the highway, tunes of days gone by, 50s through the 80s where the heart still flies. So come along, friend, there's more to explore. You're on the road with the Grand Tour.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of On the Road with the Grand Tour. My name's Phil Bridges, and joining me on this episode is the voice of the Grand Tour, Jamie Matthews. Jamie, thanks for joining me.
Thanks a lot, Phil. Great being here.
We are just getting ready to play at the Festival Theatre at Acadia, and it is quite a theatre, Jamie.
It's amazing, actually. We're pretty amazed when we all walked in. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And this used to be a hockey rink back when I went to Acadia in the early 80s. And the theater now, it's the old rustic wood. Doesn't it fit the Grand Tour?
It does. They did an amazing job doing the place over.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a show. The Grand Tour, the voice, Jamie Matthews. Curious, the whole reason we do these episodes is so that you, the fan, gets a little background on the artists that are on stage performing. Jamie, of course, you're known as the lead vocals and the voice of the Grand Tour. How old were you? Do you remember when you started singing publicly?
I started singing publicly when I was 5 or 6. I think my mom got me on stage and used to play a lot of benefit shows and a lot of talent contests.
And your mom was musical as well?
Yes, she was, yeah. She organized a lot of benefit shows and she taught me how to sing and play guitar. So.
Well, and then I believe, when was it, in the early 90s that you won the Lobster Carnival? For those that don't know, that was a big carnival in Summerside. It was basically the island talent contest, and you won that maybe even a couple times?
I won the youth one year, and then a couple years later I won the senior one. Yeah, good experience.
And that was a while ago.
That's a long while ago.
Did you think this many years later you would be traveling and playing the theaters that the Grand Tour has been visiting and out there? I mean, I'm going to share a quick story. We played the Confed Center in Charlottetown, a sold-out show. And Jamie, you did an on-the-job placement or something there years before, and you stood on that stage and just imagined what it would be like to sing on that stage, and you had the chance just a few months ago.
Yeah, it was a pretty emotional night. Yeah, I did my on-the-job training for engineering back there in the 90s, and so I stood on that stage many days, kind of looking out and thinking, hopefully I get to play here someday. So it was quite an honor to play there.
And did the night live up to what you had hoped for?
Yes, it definitely did. Yeah, it was a sold-out show, and we want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us for that. We were totally overwhelmed.
Jamie, you also play acoustic guitar in the show. And when did you pick up the guitar and start playing?
I started playing guitar later. I only started playing guitar when I was about 16.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom used to play for me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So you've played in a number of, and our fans may not know this, especially our off-island, but you played in a number of, we'll call them bar bands, back in the years, and you were singing like AC/DC and rock and roll, and had the dance floor, of course, full, and of course a number of incidents on the dance floor over the years, a lot of stories to tell. But to go from AC/DC to George Jones, did you ever imagine?
Well, we always, even with Rock Bottom, we threw a few George Jones songs in there as well, and kind of switched it up a lot. But yeah, them days were a lot of fun back then. Yeah, different times, different crowds.
And did you always have a love for the old classic country music?
I grew up with it. I grew up listening to it. My Aunt May and Mom listened to them in my living room, or their living room, I guess, at the time. And yeah, so we grew up listening to it all the time.
Right, and now you get to perform that.
Yeah, so I love it.
Several
times.
I
want to do this stuff. Yeah.
Right on. Well, now I have heard that when Danny and Troy approached you about joining the Grand Tour as the lead vocalist, you had some hesitation and almost sent a text to say you were going to decline, but decided to sleep on it and made the decision to join. Is that true?
Yes, it is true, Phil. My mom had passed away right around that time, and so I had a text all text out, and I was going to send it to them saying I didn't think I'd be able to do it because a lot of songs we do were pretty emotional.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd have a very hard time with them, but then I figured I'd do it just to honor her.
Well, and I can tell you I'm speaking on behalf of the fans, and as someone that gets to see the show every night you guys perform, I think that's part of why the show is so popular. They can tell the emotion from everyone, and of course, the voice of the Grand Tour, and it's turned out pretty good. I think you made the right decision.
Yeah, I think I did too. I'm pretty happy I did, for sure.
Of course, you've mentioned the Grand Tour, and it has become, we're getting ready, as I mentioned, to play the Festival Theatre. It's going to be the 40th show of the Grand Tour, and it's the 2-year anniversary. It's hard to believe it's been 2 years.
It's hard to believe how time flies by.
And the Grand Tour in those 2 years has really become a family. All the musicians, the spouses involved. This has been a big year for you. Sorry, ladies, but he got engaged this year, so he has a wedding coming up. And Charmaine, she's a big supporter and probably your biggest fan. And great to have her on the road for most of these trips as well.
Yes, it is. She's a sweetheart, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her.
Well, that's going to be a big day in the Grand Tour. We hope we're all invited. I guess just one last question. Are you having any fun playing with the Grand Tour?
Yeah, I start smiling when I first strum the guitar, and I don't stop until we're done tearing down, usually.
Well,
we have a great time.
And I can tell you, everyone in the audience, they don't stop smiling either.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks very much for joining me. Jamie Matthews, the voice of the Grand Tour. If you haven't seen Jamie yet, make sure you visit our website, www.thegrandtour.ca. Check out under shows and find out when we're coming to a venue near you.
So come on.